After 3 years, the Mondeo has a major facelift. Soon to make a more distinctive presence on the repways of Europe, the bolder lines and larger lights will at last banish the complaints of bland styling. But the Mondeo hasn't just visited the beauty parlour. The new Mondeo driver will enjoy a revised interior, extra safety and security systems, smoother engines and a quieter ride.
The first impression of the car is very different to the old Mondeo. In terms of the second area of change, we have improved the interior. The interior has always been a great strength on Mondeo, but certain areas where customers fed back comments, for example on the heater vents, on the door switches, customers fed back comments to us and we responded to that. So there have been some minor improvements to the interior. Thirdly, the driving dynamics have been enhanced.
We agree that the new Mondeo is much more rewarding to drive. Improved engines are now available, and a thrifty boss might like to buy his employees the new 1.6-litre option, offering with a new higher gear ratio up to 16% savings in fuel costs. Carbon monoxide emissions have been reduced again. It's now calculated that a single 1976 Cortina has the same emissions as 20 new Mondeos.
We know in this segment you've really got to keep moving ahead, otherwise basically you're going backwards. And we knew there were areas from our response from customers where we felt there could be room for some improvement, to improve what is really already a very fine car. And those areas we thought were driving dynamics. The car is already extremely well regarded for that, but we felt there were areas where we really could see from new technology becoming available that we could make some improvements. The other area was comfort. Again, new technology gave us the opportunity to make some advances there. And ergonomics as well. Control locations we've definitely improved with this car. Another area where the car has always been a leader in its segment is on safety. And I think this is so important now to many customers. And again, new technology gave us the opportunity to improve the car even further. And lastly, but by no means least, on the appearance of the car. We've gone for a very bold, distinctive new style for the car, and we think the customers are really going to appreciate that.
But there are so many strong rivals now out there. Hasn't the Mondeo got its work cut out?
I think the new Mondeo will compete with any vehicle out there, including some vehicles that are priced substantially higher in the marketplace. I think it really doesn't have to take a back seat to anyone. I mean, the ride, the handling, all the vehicle dynamics characteristics are terrific. And certainly in styling, I think the car will stand out.
The steering wheel, after much demand, has now become thicker, which we found really helps to feel more in control. And the switchgear has revisions to aid ergonomics, although the much praised basic layout remains. After having driven the new Mondeo, we have to come to the conclusion that Ford have very carefully built on a sales success story to keep the Mondeo flag flying for more years to come. Last year they had a whopping 23% of the C/D class sales, and over 1 million have now been built. If you like the present Mondeo, you'll really love this revision, although test drive a Peugeot 406, Vectra or the new VW Passat before you decide.
In many ways, one could argue the old Mondeo, its appearance maybe didn't fully communicate some of its underlying strengths. And what we've tried to do with the new car is to give it a much more characterful, much more individual appearance, which will not allow it to be confused with any other makes or regions of origin. It'll be distinctively Mondeo and distinctively Ford.